It was supposed to be here, but.
Okay, let's,
That means it's chair, right?
I hope.
And be nice.
32 on the order.
Okay.
Organization of the board.
Yeah.
I nominate Dan Kelly to be chairman of the board.
See, you had to be faster. I'll
Yeah.
second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Before he gets to do anything, I'm gonna get this thing done.
Yeah.
Is-
I'll
are you okay?
abstain. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'll abstain, yeah. That's number 7, that was our last meeting.
You in favor? Yep. In favor?
I just wanted to make sure you abstain.
I did abstain.
We're gonna have a second in command.
Yeah, I think I should nominate Ed Block,
I knew that
vice
was.
chair.
I'll second that. You weren't going to, I.
Payback is a you know what.
Yeah,
Well, the two's been on it for a while, so I guess we
yeah,
expected that, so.
right.
Yeah, and I can't be, even though I've done it.
Mhm. Understand that.
Did you have a vote on that? All in favor?
Oh.
Aye.
I,
Abstain.
Dan, you're running the show, you know.
No, I'm not, it's still organization.
No, I think.
you're the chair.
Okay,
Okay, now you're up.
then, approval of minutes. I think it's been so long. Do we have a? Yeah, we probably do have a.
I think we can get another 2.4% loans in place.
A quorum of the people
You don't
have to.
available.
So,
You don't
yeah,
have to.
No,
Okay.
legally,
Everybody can vote.
We're an
Okay.
advisory.
it's saying that you believe it's a true.
Oh, I know they can.
We don't usually, but
You think we can get another 2.4% loans in place? Just looking at line 22 and
I
23.
know, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think, I would love to see us, but I don't think
I'll
we can.
try.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a time machine, go back about 8 years. They're talking 5%.
Yeah.
That was good work back then.
Do I have
Almost
a,
5.5 on 30-year mortgage for a house.
do I have
They
a
just told us
motion?
last week 5 for the town to.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes. of
Yeah,
the minutes.
okay.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention. CIP project limits. Oh, that's an interesting.
Yeah, I just wanted to have some discussion.
Yeah.
It's been told to me that the project limits coming to CIP were set at $5,000.
Yeah.
It seems extremely low.
Yeah, it does.
We've raised almost everything like that to 10,000, so I
Yeah.
wanted to bring
What
that to
page are
you.
you reading here?
Just the agenda.
Oh,
It's the agenda.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I could see. Yeah, seeing as the cruise is $57,000 now, I thought that was 2 of them, but I guess it's just 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cars are dumb money.
Is there anything hard and fast on that? Is that just a guideline we just decide we're gonna change and
Yeah.
go with
Yeah,
your recommendation?
That was a
Was
guideline
determined by
for
the CIP committee. in the
12
past.
years ago.
So what are we suggesting the limit would be?
10,000.
Why would we stop it at 10,000?
Oh, it's just the minimum. That's the minimum. We see,
Right.
anything above 10,000, we have to see. Anything below 10,000, they can approve.
Right,
Okay, comes out of the town budget.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever.
yeah, unless it's truly operational, like
Right.
sand or salt or something like
Yeah.
that, but. Yeah, we'll just budget for it, otherwise it won't be even considered to be a CIP.
Right,
item at
doesn't
that
have to come to us. That doesn't even need a motion, that's more of a
You're
housekeeping.
advising us here.
Yeah.
Policy decision.
Public safety facility land acquisition.
We're getting the good stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the public safety facility and plans that I guess I have of possibly using some CIP fund money to purchase the land if we move forward with this Acre Hill grant in hand. We're still in a spot where I'm waiting on some final pricing. Bob LaCroix had come forward with 4 acres across from the car audio place on 4. It appears it would be about 450 feet of utilities and road, electricity, everything we'd have to pull up there to get that ready. As you guys know, that's not necessarily free if we're pulling a bunch of utilities up in there. So I have Breadloaf doing some work. They're having a little trouble right now. They finally got back to me today, getting contractors to get back with them with bids, but they're getting really close to getting me a price. So really what I'm working on there is trying to figure out the cost of purchasing and the site plan at Shaker Hill Granite versus the cost of the site plan at the other place, which one's a better value for the town. So we're moving forward with that. With that, if we move forward with the purchase of land acquisition with Shaker Hill Granite, the way that the article was written, I went to town meeting, we're not allowed to use any of that money for land purchase.
Right.
So I put my thinking cap on and was moving through and thought, okay, we took ARPA funds as revenue loss, maybe we can use that, talking with our attorney and some people from NHMA. There's a possible way to do it, but it's extremely complicated for the town to try to purchase land with that, or land with that money. So, working with NHMA again and our attorney, we came up with the idea of possibly using CIP money to purchase the land. We did pull the article when the CIP fund was set up. I have a copy here if anybody wants to read it, but it talks about, it's really broad and it says infrastructure for the town. Pretty much. So, in talking with the attorney, we called DRA. DRA wouldn't really weigh in on it, but DRA and the attorney together, the attorney said he thought it might fit, but the best plan would be to talk to the select board, which I did. And I'm at the CIP committee. If the CIP committee's in agreement that this could possibly be done, I'm gonna be talking to the trustee of trust funds tomorrow. If everybody's in agreement, then what I'm looking at doing, and we provided you two different CIP models that we can talk through a little more, is using 500,000 from the CIP to purchase that land or somewhere in that ballpark, and then we would use ARPA money to purchase the stuff that the CIP would have purchased. So we have an ambulance coming up, a cruiser coming up, a dump truck coming up, and those are all eligible under ARPA. So we would just purchase those funds with the ARPA money and then use money out of the
And
CIP.
the ARPA sum again is how much?
It's what, 470?
460?
It is $474,349.
It's off by 3,000.
It's everything green on, it's all the green items.
The green on page
The
two.
green items, the ones that I
On
highlighted,
page
and
two,
that would get us very close. We gave you two proposals here.
yeah,
One of them has the $500,000 on it and one does not.
yeah,
So it just kind of breaks it down. But the green items highlighted on both of them are what I was looking at. Me and Elisa talked today about
Yeah.
using ARPA money to purchase those items.
So the ARPA money would show, for lack of a better description, as a revenue source towards the CIP. So that
Just by-
CIP could be eligible to
Wouldn't be.
purchase the land.
It would just,
wouldn't even run through
Yes, for
CIP.
accounting purposes, it has
It would
to go to
mean-
general and be used.
Right,
For
yeah,
restricted.
general fund would just purchase these
would
items.
purchase.
Okay, but the CIP fund is not gonna show in deficit because of the extra expenditure, correct?
No,
They just have to, once we explain next year at town meeting how we spend the
Right.
meeting. But
right, why we did what we did.
Well, why CIP goes 500,000 over what would normally be allocated?
out of the CIP fund is taking money that we'd like to keep in the reserve.
Right.
Instead of, and we have in reserve to purchase these items.
Right.
So what he's saying, instead of using the CIP, to purchase these, they'll use the ARPA fund and take the
Right.
money that was allocated for these funds
For the
and
land.
change it over to buy the land. I like your approach of total cost of ownership, looking at that TCO.
Yeah.
And I think once you're done, you're going, the Cory and Maltz to look at each other and say, who wants to do
Yeah.
business more?
Yeah.
But I like your approach.
And the other thing to think about, the $200,000 items that we're looking at there would have been financed and we're in a
Right.
high interest rate
Right,
time. So putting those on the cash side.
yeah,
And that's why we
Getting
did
rid
all
of
the
those
low
will save
interest
us
stuff
even
before.
exactly,
Yeah.
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 Which is, yeah, because when I was, originally we'd set
The
Bog
original
Road
approach of
Bridge,
doing
and
all
I
the
think this
loans
is better than
getting
Bog
the
Road
2%
Bridge,
interest
because
rates.
No, I knew
that
that,
could take
yeah.
3 years. Just
I
to
think the
get, the-
discussion would then be questioning.
just to get
that
DES
expenditure,
approval.
these proposed expenditures.
And if you had it spent it by 2026, you might not be able.
Good question,
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Disagree with that,
No,
So from the CIP, if you will, it would be a net expenditure of about $26,000.
Could be 26,000 extra. What the other thing that I could do is take $26,000 out of this year's budget from ARPA, and then we'd have to carry that over somehow. It'd be a little bit more complicated, but we could do that.
But essentially, I see what you're saying, yes.
Yeah. So if we didn't want to take that extra out of 26, we could find a budget somewhere, but, or we could just take it all out of CIP and
Yeah, take it out of CIP, and the 26,000 is equal to what it goes up each year anyways.
yeah, I figured
So
we'd
we could-
offset that
Right,
with not taking those loans
exactly,
more than
very
offset.
easily, so. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. Don't do it again, though.
They say every time, right?
Yeah,
And my immediate was originally like, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I get it.
that was mine,
Fine.
but then I
I
said,
get it.
yeah. Because we're getting to a
Unless
point
you-
where we're gonna be using cash,
And we should be using.
and we should be
That
using
was kind of the
cash.
goal of when we made this.
Right.
goal.
Because if we do that, then the only ones we're talking about next year for is, yeah, we're talking, what,
Where's the fire engine? I can't remember. I'm sorry. You just have to,
the fire engine
We already bought that.
is already
it's already
bought.
done.
And we
Yeah, we
already-
asked that
that was
question.
on
Town
town
meeting. so
I just want to
that's
make sure that the
what-
loan was already done, because it
The
was a
loan-
2-year wait or whatever the case may
It'll be
be. and-
delivered Monday.
Yeah,
It is?
we
Yeah,
had
we
to-
heard that 2 Mondays ago.
I've seen it.
we've seen it.
I've seen
I
it.
thought on it.
I thought it even says Enfield.
It only goes 5 miles an hour,
I
so
thought it was
it's
supposed to be a year away or something.
It was.
It
was.
been a year.
We had to
Yeah.
pre-buy the metal was why the payment was.
Right,
made.
yeah.
Basically, that was how we got a better
Yeah,
number.
Yeah.
We were committed to the metal buy.
Yeah, it's been in St. Albans for about 3 weeks now, getting outfitted.
And the forestry, that quote unquote new forestry, that's really an upcycled forestry is done and waiting.
Yeah, it's,
So I'm just noticing that the roadside mowing unit, which was a separate vote at town meeting and was approved at 120, we've been able to buy at 99,000.
Yes.
yes.
And it
shopping.
says, and it has green paint. I'm really stuck on the green paint,
yeah.
because I couldn't believe we could afford it.
So, yeah, we found a
That's why you liked all the green
So
markings on the spreadsheet. huh?
John Deere roadside
Usually you can't
mower in
afford it.
really good condition.
Yeah.
I think, decided to purchase and sit outside, see, or I think. you-
Okay.
It's
And
actually
look at the other big
How
one.
many
there
mailboxes
is-
that we gotta lose this year?
The other big one there is Maple
mine,
Street,
twice.
the Maple Street Road improvement. Thought we weren't gonna do that until after
We dig
we're
up the
taking
water.
down the water,
We're doing it with the road project, or with the water.
with the
project.
water project.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when the water line goes in, we'll pay. it.
We'll do the,
We aren't gonna
at
do
the
a
same
state
time.
special where we pave it and then dig it back up, so yeah.
We tried.
In the Maple
They love
Street
to do that.
improvements, and just not to go into the weeds too much, that's a repave job, drainage, of course. Are we improving the sidewalk at all? Are we
I'm
at
not
least
sure, but I know-
repainting what's there?
The sidewalk is kind of missing mostly.
yeah,
It's like when you walk up Maple Street, the sidewalks, like, there is some sidewalk in the grass, but it's like hard to see, like you might. If you'd never
Right.
walked on it in some places, you might not know there was a
right. And
sidewalk.
the only reason we were originally gonna do that was because of the Iron Man project. It was gonna be a part of the Iron Man project. It was
Yeah.
put in, and it's in the TIF. So it's still in the TIF plan.
Yeah, we can still do that. I wanna look at some infrastructure projects with.
Yeah.
I don't know if Maple Street would be one of them, but.
I mean, there are other sidewalks that aren't connected when you try to walk around
Right.
downtown that might be more.
I mean, 2 town meetings ago, there was a mention of some of the sidewalks in towns deteriorating. We haven't touched them since.
Right.
Some of them simply need to be repainted, some of them need some new asphalt.
They do.
And this was discussed at 2 town meetings ago.
I know.
Nothing's changed.
Right, and it's, yeah, I mean, the one on Main Street is just,
Yeah, I think the only thing we have money set aside for is the 40,000 for the stuff along Mascoma Lakeside Park.
Right.
Down in that area. And
yeah,
we're on hold right now because we have a federal grant in for that.
And that 40,000 would be tacked on to the federal grant, I presume?
It would, could be
It's
used
together.
as part of the match.
Oh, there's a match to the federal grant.
Yeah.
yeah.
How much is the match?
I want to say 20%. It's $1 million grant, so.
So a $200,000 match.
Yeah.
but completely worth finding it to make it fly.
And you're meeting with the priest went well as far as going across their property?
Yeah, so far we've been working together back and forth on,
Which approach is the best way?
so I guess to bring the CIP committee up. This, we put in for the parking along Mascoma Lakeside Park and for a trail from the Shakoma Beach parking lot
To last.
down to past
Ball
the
fields.
lines. It'll
Oh,
go to
okay.
the Shaker Museum, not quite to the ball fields, but it's gonna go
Okay,
across and then over to the Shaker Museum.
And is there any plan for signaling to allow pedestrians to cross? safely?
Yes, there's 2 RFPs in there. We may be able to squeeze a third one. Part of my discussions with La Salette is to put a crossing right there to help with their safety. And that's where the trail will cross if we get permission. to come
And would there
across
be
their
some
land.
lighted signaling?
Yeah,
One of those press a button
lighted
things will flash?
rapidly flashing.
Yeah.
Beacons and a crosswalk.
there and at Chacoma Beach.
Well, that's another discussion.
Shakoma Beach, probably not, but maybe down,
Why not at Chacoma Beach?
we'll be talking about that the next slide.
Okay.
Wait for
I
it.
mean, is there an obstacle to it other than,
No, there's a plan.
There's a plan, good. Glad that we're
There's a
finding
plan.
it, yes.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
on the Lakeside Park and that was,
okay.
Be good to tie everything together, but
also
very
looking
nice.
at the 2022 cash, have we got a firm price on that community, on that, excuse me,
The roof
the extension of the roof on this building?
on this building, they're putting that off. I'll have Jim come talk to you guys a little bit more, but to do the insulation and the work on this roof, it really needs to be done when the roof is replaced on this roof. So he's revamping that whole project to see a better way to get it done.
but he was gonna do.
So
some of
that's
the
no longer-
repairs, Right,
Yeah, that got pushed off.
the rotting,
He's gonna redo the whole project and bring it back.
And when would that land on a plate somewhere?
Not sure. Need to talk to him. I'm hoping that plan would be back by next year, but it won't.
Yeah.
You're aware that the inside block has mold. Where it leaked through, developed mold on that wall. And it's still there.
right, it probably should be sprayed with chlorine.
Yeah, I can
bleach.
talk to him and look at that.
Just to mitigate it till.
Yeah.
Cause that's usually the treatment for, is chlorine.
Who determined that this building needed a new roof?
It doesn't need a new roof right now, but it's unfeasible to try to insulate it without doing it.
Right,
It should go on the top before a new roof goes on. And we have multiple contractors come in and tell us that.
For insulation. No, I agree with that look.
right.
But the extension doesn't necessarily have to tie into the existing roof. It can be just below it. So I don't understand dropping that project in favor of waiting.
I can have Jim
To
come
replace the
talk to
roof.
you about it
Right.
a little more. He's the one I talked with contractors and Liam, our building professional, who all said, don't do it at this time. So,
Let's never do a repeat of this design.
yeah, we want to do it right when we do
Right.
it the first time.
And if they're,
He can't even get the dealer that sold it to do an extension.
oh,
They
I'm
just
not, I'm
want-
not surprised with that. I know exactly who did it. No,
Right.
You're not gonna get them to do it.
But the dealer won't even talk about it.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. I know exactly who did it.
Yeah.
So, no, my question is that there are incidental damages.
Right.
Which are only getting worse. And will cause significant costs. If we don't address that issue, never mind the insulation. If we don't address that issue. Say in 2023. You can't do it this year, obviously. But that needs to be done because there's falling concrete out there. That's gonna deteriorate even more severely. You know, spraying a little chlorine on the mold is a nice idea, but that doesn't mean it stops mold from growing through the wall.
Yeah, that's why he said he was gonna redo the entire project of how he was gonna do it and come back with a plan of how it was gonna get done, the entire thing.
Yeah, I'm saying you spray it just to to
Just-
stop it from the humans breathing in as much as possible, but it's definitely not. It's a,
No, and I can have him come talk to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What his
because
thoughts.
some people are severely allergic and I would hate for it to, with this.
It's not just allergic, that's a health hazard.
Oh, yeah, right. No, I mean, but like, I'm allergic to everything, so I get over your meetings.
The community building roof replacement I see is on here for 22. Does that include the pavilion?
No, the pavilion does not need a new roof.
Someone suggested the pavilion does not need it. Okay,
Yeah, no, they went out and looked at it with building professionals and what they thought was leakage coming through was just condensation. So the roof is not leaking. There's a few small repairs that can be done.
Does it
but
need to
doesn't.
stop it? So that it gets airflow, so it doesn't condense?
and I'm hearkening back to my other year-old, 2-year-old had MFAC, but the vermin issue on that building. Has that ever been addressed?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
There are rats in the pavilion building.
Gosh, I've never seen them.
Right,
You won't see them, but they're there. We heard,
yeah, but they're not,
Are
well,
they squirrels?
They're not causing any problems.
because we got food over there all the time and they're not into
closed
the
in,
food.
but rats can get into the occupied space.
Usually they don't come in unless they're.
We've been told that. I haven't seen them personally either, but we have been told that by people who manage that.
I haven't heard.
Speak to our former rec director, please.
So why, this is known, why haven't they put out rat traps, I guess is my question.
I don't know why that was taken, right?
And
I
I
don't
was
think
gonna say, the
it's
last
a huge
couple of rec
problem.
directors weren't, I mean, well, the most recent last one was around, but the other ones weren't physically on site very often.
Right.
Because of COVID, so it would be quite a while ago.
Yeah. Because the food bank's
I
not
can have
seeing
Kevin
any.
start looking at it.
No,
It was brought to our attention as we were surveying all the buildings under the MFAC originally.
I'll have him look, I'll have him start paying attention
and
to it
we-
to see if there's any signs or.
I'll put on my other hat and tell you I'll have my team watch for it because
Right,
our ability to be an agent to the food bank depends on having a clean space.
yeah, I don't, yeah, that's why I'm saying I haven't seen any there.
I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay, well, you have heard that it was discussed during our original MFAC meetings. It was brought to our attention by town employees at that time. And I had never heard that it was ever addressed. Wanted looked at.
The Pest Company doesn't go over there at all, do they?
no,
And we can call the rec board, they're meeting right this second.
Throw it on their agenda. They'll know.
no,
I can talk to Kevin, that's his job.
I won't,
I was gonna say, the people who use the poster.
right here.
I'm thinking you would have seen something.
Yeah, we'd have seen-
out.
I would have freaked out. for-
We've had
Yeah.
50 pounds of
I'm
corn
guessing
over there
they're not
this
over
week
there.
that didn't get, nor the onions, nor the potatoes.
At least in
And they're all
Edison,
outside.
and well, there was like a bird in the library. I was
Right.
like downstairs and I'm like, bird in the wall, let's cut it out, bird,
Yeah.
bird.
As well as, peanut butter and, boxes of rice and things like
Yeah.
that. Nothing's seeing any,
If there was a problem.
we're not even seeing
sure I would've
mice,
heard about it.
so.
As well, raccoons to me inside of the building running around.
They have 2 legs and they took over porta potties.
Right. They were there today, porta potty guy.
Probably making sure it's still intact.
Yeah, CIP plan review. Is there anything, well, there is one thing new that I picked up to. I said to Elisa, which is the $800,000. What was it?
Line 21.
Line 21, which is the new project, Fatal Road Culvert. Which,
It's 2025.
yeah, in 2025, 200,000, but it's an $800,000 project with a
Where's the,
75% match.
is that on towards, is it on the end towards
The
spectacle? Pond?
description has
That's
800 grand in it,
Grafton
and
Pond?
200 grand is what they're talking about to get there.
I don't know where it's at.
I mean, just trying to think, cause there's the one that got wiped
The road,
out
Venice
and
Bay.
that flood that took out the racetrack.
Right.
And that was a cavern, because I was driving up to it when I realized the person wearing no shirt and the elected bus was ours.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, Potato Road.
But it's, I mean, it's a big drop, but they.
Yeah,
that-
it's an $800,000 project, the 200,000 is just our match.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm out there a lot.
I see.
We close Potato Road?
No. I mean, it would make me infinitely happy to not almost get hit on a
Can we
regular
pretend it's
basis, but,
Yeah, very little bit Enfield.
interestingly, the paved portion is,
I know it. That's what I mean. The paved portion is the Enfield portion.
but they've done a really good job putting things down and keeping it
Yeah.
open when other places can't keep their road open.
Okay. So the new projects for this year, Johnston's Beach?
Yeah,
He found it.
yeah.
What we're talking about. Talking about the possibility of putting a beach out there and this
Is this the,
$50,000.
is this the one around the back of the lake, the land that we get when the person dies or whatever the case may be?
That's
We have
the one.
2 of the lots out of 3.
We have
Right.
3 out of 4.
Oh, 3 out of 4. I'm sorry, there's the one that we never
Yeah.
did have, right? We always had that little
When do we
triangle.
come into possession of the fourth lot, if ever?
When they pass away or sign it over.
Okay. So they could be eligible for an offer.
They could be. I don't think we want it.
No,
Why?
Because we're gonna get it anyways.
We're gonna get it anyways, and it's a little bitty chunk of land on the other side of a stream that's not.
I don't know how many
Is it
times,
is it
I don't
closer
know
to
how many
Lebanon or
times,
closer to
It's
Enfield?
right on the Lebanon
I
line.
don't know how many times I've gone to town meeting asking
So
for
it's
money.
the one, it's the end one on the Enfield Lebanon line.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Got a little fence on one side.
I don't know how many times I've gone to town meeting asking for money.
Out there last
and had everybody say no.
There's a little fence.
Yeah.
Right on
You
the
have to
Lebanon line.
I
You have
mean,
to Cross the bridge.
that's what I was
over
saying,
the
Ed,
stream.
we've made the
Okay.
mistake of saying no on beaches,
Okay.
where it
I
would
know where you
have
are.
made people safer and
It's
we've
on
had
the other
people-
side of the
we've
stream.
lost the residents
On the
drowning
other side of the stream.
off of the point.
And the
So I'd rather-
50,000 would be
That Tacoma Beach is.
to do what?
very
It's in,
nice.
the
I was
50,000
hoping
is
that
an
that's gonna affect
estimate
park or whatever,
of what
but
it would
this
need
sounds
to be
great.
to
Right.
take all the buildings down, put in a parking area and a fence and redo the road.
Get all that done for 50,000?
It's an estimate at this point. It's a really loose estimate. But we have fill here that we wouldn't have to buy for the road. So
Okay.
we'd only need some top gravel. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of gravel.
And we would self-perform the road thing? Okay. And the demo, would we self-perform that as well?
We got that priced out, but I don't know that we're gonna have to pay for all of that. I have some plans that we made.
So if somebody wants the A-frame.
They do. I've had someone reach out, but there's also talk of reusing some of that or looking at that. Part of it was getting rid of the trailer, which I do think we could possibly sell that old trailer down there for probably pennies on the dollar, but
Use that way.
yeah, people are really into refurbishing those old trailers and it seems to be in not good condition, but refurbishable condition.
Yeah, people are getting like $2,000 for one that's almost completely junk.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting big money for those.
Anything that's even
Yeah.
remotely nice is way
The
more
other-
money.
The other side over here is saying it's also a really beautiful saleable lot too.
Yeah,
That might be a better idea
I'll
than,
talk more. to
putting
the
a
select
beach
board
there.
about
I
that,
yeah,
but-
I think we get into that discussion. We
So
don't get rid of the swinging bridge.
Right.
Maybe I'm jumping way ahead and putting 2 and 2 and getting
Swing.
5. But is the thought that this is a replacement for Tacoma Beach?
I would think so, yeah. Tacoma Beach is dangerous. And the police chief's gonna talk a lot about that next time, but just the people crossing is dangerous, but it's not if, it's when a car is gonna end up on that
And
beach from a problem.
There would be no issues with our upgrading the road and crossing the rail trail?
it would be, but we're not putting anything on the other side.
You just gotta go to the rail trail.
So we keep the parking on the rail trail
We can
side.
talk to the rail trail. We do have a deeded right of way across it, so I don't know that there's much
They
that
can,
I can say, but I am gonna be, if we decide to move forward, I will be working with the state. I've met with Lebanon out there. They're gonna help push it through.
So what parking would be needed would be on the uphill side of the rail trail.
It would be on the beach side.
It would, so cars would have to cross the rail trail.
And they
Cars will
do,
continue.
they
across the
do,
rail trail.
they do
cross
currently.
now.
Yeah, but only a handful, obviously, of the people that need to be there. this would be a lot more than a handful if that becomes a town beach.
Yeah, it will fit 15 to 18 cars.
What's the Tacoma Beach parking fit?
Oh, fair.
3 school buses, I saw that the other day.
Right.
Yeah, when it's a school bus, just so totally off, I mean, give them a bill. From an out of town one.
We have not, we don't.
So they're supposed to be paying, there's a fee.
Yeah.
I keep seeing people be like, yeah, Mascoma, like that, the town beach is free, and I'm like,
You have a sticker on your bus.
Now, what is Lebanon doing for a town beach? Are they looking at doing anything? Because they own all that land that's around the mobile station, if I remember correctly.
I don't know of anything.
I think they were protecting their water source.
I agree with that, but they still have all that land there. You know, so like,
Which land is that?
behind the
That's
mobile
right.
station down there.
The grass,
Next to the mobile station.
Yeah, as far as I know, they're not doing it.
No. Conservation Commission. Lebanon locked up all that land.
So what are we looking at that's new? If you could add on the list of new stuff in 2023, or is there anything you want to talk about in 2022?
can I just ask this Shaker Bridge sewer grinder doesn't have a number? Supposed to,
What line number is that?
26.
22nd,
I have not been given it yet.
do we have a year?
I do not have that.
Okay,
It was on the list.
Yeah, we had that last year
did you?
with a number.
Really?
Yeah, I
Well,
thought
let me
so.
double check and I'll check it for next time.
We'll do that, and like I said, I planned on having Jim come in from DPW.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys at the
Oh,
next
yeah.
meeting. He's out this week, so
Yeah.
he wasn't able to.
It's a good start, at least we get back up there.
Yeah.
The sidewalk tractor is still on 2023.
Yeah, he's still looking at purchasing that.
Line 31.
Now, I had heard a very large sum to repair or replace the stump grinder. That's not on here.
No,
Are you taking care of that through other funds or you are just not?
yeah, I think we have,
That
we
was
have a
the
thing in
chipper.
Primex.
We have a claim into our insurance company.
I mean, I heard some 37,000.
I think it was 35 and change, but yeah, it was pretty darn close to that.
Yeah, it was a big sum.
It was.
Right.
Somebody.
So you're not asking CIP to look into that?
No.
You're anticipating, hopefully,
Yes.
that there'd be a claim.
It was not an accident when someone threw a very large metal spring that was very, very thick through it. That was not an accident. There's no way you mistake that for brush.
Do we know who that someone was?
Wasn't the people putting the brush in to the chipper, it was people who put it in the brush.
Right.
Oh, put it in the pile and then it went through.
Right.
I see.
And it went through.
I think that's what Kate said.
Yeah,
It's the people who put it in their brush that they get dropped.
Yeah, no, our
Right,
people aren't gonna put anything through,
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm sure they didn't mistake a giant spring.
I just had a front load, go and pick it up and go over and dump it in the chipper. I find the whole thing crazy that somebody would do something like that, because the metal dumpster's there just for that reason.
I picked up a giant bag of trash after the market in the
Yeah,
middle of
it
Shaker
really-
Road. Everyone stopped to complain to the guys at the dump that there was trash in the middle of the road, but not a single one of them picked it up. And then I strolled in with the bag and I found out who it was. And I was like, yo, I picked up your trash. Some people don't care.
Anything else? that-
Now, the question on the DPW storage building, which is listed for 2023. But, based on the timeline that you were describing a week or so ago, wouldn't actually be needed until 2025 or 4.
DPW storage building, what line?
Well, it's,
14.
line
What,
14,
Shed
because it's
Street?
replacing storage at Shed Street, which is still out there.
Yeah, I can't give you a time frame of when that'll be done. Shed Street.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
we're gonna continue working on it, trying to get it done. We're meeting with invest, or we're meeting with developers and stuff now, trying to find someone that'll make a
Thought we
deal.
said they were empty.
Yeah, well, that was my next
We
point.
keep
Thank you.
having, we keep having this conversation about how they're empty.
We were assured 2 years ago that it was empty.
Right.
So if they
So I
have,
don't know what's in there. They promised us that they would abandon those buildings.
Who they?
The
Fire
the
department,
DPW.
DPW.
Fire department and DPW said,
Right.
we're abandoning those buildings because
Right.
one is condemned completely and the other was considered surplus.
Yeah, I don't know what's in there for that. I think the Lions has their trailer in one of them. I know that.
No, that's outside.
It's outside.
Is it outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I
I think
guess
it's
my
just
feeling
like-
is tear the building down and then it won't get, nobody
Yeah, so
put stuff in
Well,
it.
it comes to the point of, what's the 40,000 for?
Right,
This is New Hampshire. If you leave an empty building, someone will put theirs in.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you build a $40,000
control
shed,
it.
somebody will fill it up.
right.
But I guess, I guess,
But
yeah,
the,
look into
but the
what
shed
it's gonna
does need to be, if we're building a shed to put stuff in, it needs to be built before, but I don't know if there's anything in there.
I'm not sure that the shed is really genuinely a replacement for something at Shed Street. I think it more properly is a,
This,
Additional piece of equipment.
this
additional
was the
building.
it's a
replacement
wish list.
for Shed Street. This was, when
And-
I was a kid. Right, this was the replacement for Shed Street.
So,
Yeah, this
You
is,
weren't
Yes,
supposed
this,
to be
this is the Shed
doing
Street.
this.
that's right replacement.
Yes.
It wasn't like, go ahead and fill up Shed
Is
Street.
this
for
the-
you.
Remember the Jack Welch model, right?
is this 40,000 the extension to the shed out here?
No, it says shed,
To replace Shed
when
Street,
Shed Street building is demolished, can be
Right.
used to expand solar array,
which is out here.
which is out there.
Yeah.
But,
And here's
it
another question.
sounds to me like somebody's idea to expand the solar array is kind of a,
I
well,
think
this will
so.
appease them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the shed.
I don't know if we need to expand the solar array here either when we're building one new building and one other where we could be.
Yeah, I don't think-
consolidating.
I'll talk to Jim some more. I don't think it's as much to expand the solar array.
Because I'm not
They
anti.
talked about expanding that shed to put a couple more pieces of
Pieces of-
equipment that are stored outside under cover.
Okay.
And
Yeah, when he comes, we can ask the question.
I think,
Can
yeah,
use a solar array as your cover.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be very different than a shed.
Yeah, it's not.
That's like a drive under solar array, like a parking solar array.
well, the Energy Committee has expressed an interest in establishing another community solar array somewhere. And, you know, there's town land around. Places that can't be used for any other purpose.
I think there's also an issue on which side of the substation you're on.
Right.
So, because there was a build out problem.
Right behind this building here. Smooth out a few rocks and get rid of the debris. You've got an awful lot of land up there that it really isn't doing anything.
Like,
Have you done the brownfield study over at Shed Street yet, or is that a?
run phase 2.
We finished phase 2.
Oh, finished.
The people that did that are asking for a little bit more sampling in a couple areas that they couldn't get to or couldn't find. So we're working with them at this point to try to get those places opened up.
Can they find the end of the drain?
No, not yet. But our guys are supposed to be, they gave us the
Okay.
okay for our guys to go dig and try to find the
Right.
end of that.
Okay,
So we're gonna try to find that for them. And then I think the only other place is under the slab, but that's when we are starting to tear some stuff up.
Probably that little pipe that's sticking onto the rail trail.
Don't even.
probably.
Good place to start.
Go back
That's why
from
people
there.
hire pathways now.
So we'll look at that then when we get to that point.
Yeah,
Since one of our select
A little bit
persons
of
is here,
cleanup to do.
I brought this up last week. I happen to favor spending a few dollars with Pathways to get that done
Oh, yeah.
ASAP. If necessary, because I happen to think there's great market value right there,
oh, yeah,
which in terms of balancing the books and presentation at a town meeting, just makes everybody look better.
Well, we have the draft RFP, right?
Yes.
I don't know where that's at. I know that we have to finish the rec fields, but then I would expect that would go forward,
Yeah, we're planning on putting that out.
especially if there's a lot of money. in it.
We do want to talk, like I said, with a couple developers as we're not only building rapport, but talk to them about that property and see what they think the potential is.
Because there's a bunch of.
We have a
federal
history of
dollars.
keeping land.
You know, and telling the developer that we'll clean it up at our expense
Right.
and our grant money
Yeah.
and present them with a clean
You
site
know,
We
so that
pretty
they
much
can
have
be
to.
interested and
Yeah.
start thinking about it.
We have,
I mean,
we
the
just have
ideal
to
one-
know what that cost
Yeah,
is gonna be and how fast we're gonna be able to do
the
it.
ideal
I mean, even that's
land
before
story
bond.
was Grafton Pond. The Grafton Pond Road where there were three lots there that we held on for 10 years because we were waiting for the real estate market to come back. When you could have collected 10 years worth of taxes
Exactly.
that would have made up for any real estate
Well,
market coming
and-
back.
And now, if it's something we've taken, the times have changed.
It's gotta
You
go.
Keep the
Yeah.
money, it's gotta go. So we
Right.
have a couple other gotta go situations too.
Yeah.
We do. Right now, I'm waiting on, I mean, with a few of those, I'm waiting on
Yeah.
we're waiting on
Yeah.
a mobile home
The mobile home
paperwork
down
thing to
in,
get done,
right,
and then we're gonna release
I mean,
quite a
the
few
fire-
of those.
The fire cleanup on 4A.
right. Yeah, so. Anybody else got any more questions? What's a good day to meet? We
I voted
always,
for Thursday originally, but you know.
well, that's a budget thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
we
think,
used to meet on the off Monday. That was not a select board.
I like that. So that,
Right.
task force,
It was
Yes.
master planning task.
That's
force,
master
they're getting
planning.
ready
They'll
to
become
Fire
more
back
back
up.
that's not any of our people, right? On this group, but are you guys?
But they
on
meet in the
this?
same
They were-
place.
Well, we
We
can,
can meet somewhere else.
we're not very big. We can meet somewhere else.
Yeah.
We have do you have an owl in, the town, at town hall? It's fine.
Yeah, we don't meet every 2 weeks either. Normally.
Is the time good for people?
It works for me,
I like early.
yeah.
I like earlier, but that's me.
Yeah, on Tuesdays, this would, if you did Tuesdays, it's a better time for me, but, Monday, I could do.
6 o'clock.
What time
is it
does-
Monday?
I mean, 6 works, 6 works for
What
me.
time does master planning task?
They meet at 7,
Tell them to meet at 8.
No, I think they meet earlier.
I'll do
I
that.
think they've been meeting at 6 or 6:30.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Not that.
yeah, I mean, 6 o'clock works for me.
Yeah, to 6 o'clock on Mondays.
Yep. 6 o'clock, yeah. Just tell me when,
Twice a month or every
That
Monday.
says master planning was doing six.
I wouldn't, I don't think we'll end up twice a month. This, I mean,
There's not a lot going on here.
no, that's what I mean.
No,
It's
there's
more,
not
there's
a lot
one
like-
night of questioning for Jim Taylor. I don't see, I mean, there's an ambulance.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to
And
hear
that's-
the argument for the ambulance. I just want to hear the
Oh,
argument.
yeah,
Be
well, that's
fair.
what I mean. That's what I'm saying. is So we're
Good
talking
argument for
another,
the ambulance. It's gonna be a
another
good
night
one.
that would be Phil
But
and
sometimes it doesn't turn
Richard.
back on.
Well, let me look at that. I would like to schedule it if we can. for
Yeah, I
every
mean,
2
I'd
weeks,
like
because
to-
I would really like to have the CIP done before we dive in.
Well, that's what I mean. And I'd like to see,
So if
that
we did
also-
every
Totally agree.
2 weeks,
I do
we'd be
too.
done before the budget.
And and if we had.
I don't plan on really ramping the budget.
I'm sure Richard's gonna be real happy to go through the ambulance discussion.
okay,
If we can get it done in the next month, I
yeah,
really. happy.
okay, then that works. That works for
So
me
2 weeks
in 2 weeks or
from now,
from yesterday.
Yeah, I'd say 2 weeks from now, or whatever the off week is for the select board near then, we'll
Yeah. So if you could get,
we'll get a schedule out for you guys, and Jim, I already told Jim.
Well, that's what I
he would be
mean.
The main guy at the next meeting.
he's gotta be, because we're gonna need an explanation on this. Obviously, that's the big one, right, Tracy?
I
So.
think so.
This building is the
2
big
weeks
one.
would
Yeah.
be like
It is for
August
me.
29th.
Yeah.
I need,
I
Some
think so
detail.
too. Because we've been talking about the extension for
Can
5
you-
years now.
Do you want to do
Can I
August?
ask a question,
August
ask one
29th?
question? The cruiser replacement
For me.
down, what's the
Sorry?
cruiser replacement down the bottom?
August 29th,
It's
Yeah.
it's on a line that matches the headlight, the headings of the other ones?
minus 1 day.
the 57,000 for the
So
cruiser
the
replacement.
57,000 is proposed as an
Or we're doing 6.
ARPA money in 2023,
Right.
but CIP in all the other years.
Okay, why am I reading wrong on the, wait, I'm down at the
Yeah,
bottom of the
in-
bottom,
This
looks like
list, it
just
shows
off.
it as CIP money.
down the bottom, you have cruiser replacement 57,000. Then going across the right side, it lines up with the headlines, Swords Cash Finance. It's not lined up with,
But, okay, line 28 is cruiser replacement. This is.
I'm sorry, in the summary down below.
Way down
And where are we doing this?
And- Down below, opera fund revenue loss.
on page 2.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it on that, because you know I won't come.
There's 57,000 for the cruiser
Yeah, now
replacement.
go across to the right.
Okay. So when the ARPA line or the CIP line?
Yeah, you go across cruiser replacement, just go across to the funding
Okay,
line.
so if you're looking at the ARPA revenue part, that's separate from where it says funding source. I just ran.
Okay, that's fine. Yep,
So
I
there are two
understand.
separate
Oh,
tables.
okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay,
Okay,
oh, yeah. Yeah, I
I
understand.
understand.
I understand what you were saying too. Okay,
All right, so we're looking at Monday, the 29th
yeah,
Yeah, at 6 o'clock.
at
that's
6 o'clock.
Let's tentatively schedule the town hall, but
Okay,
if we,
At the town hall.
if we can move
Yeah.
out here, we'll move out here.
And that, in your, conference room at the town hall, is that what we're looking at?
Yes.
And you say you have an owl there.
Yes.
We can go upstairs to the theater.
There's
Yeah.
the birds up there.
you going to trustee a trust fund tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep, we'll talk.
okay, yeah.
Purchasing plans.
Speaking of the
Bye.
theater. Have
I'd
we
like them to
renewed their
change some
lease?
of what they do. Like rather than just getting the money once a year, how about if we get it twice a year? It's not like they're making 5% on money, they're making 0.1%.
It might go to 2%. Interest rates going.
I do not believe that their lease has been renewed. They're just paying on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
They should go.
Okay, so if their lease was renewed, that would come back before the select.
I don't know if it's been doing
I don't
that. I
think
think
it
it's
has.
just been the town manager taking care of that. But obviously, at this point, we have to look at what.
I
what we
did
do
tell
for
him that
Renovations.
he could plan on using it for this. upcoming
That is a
year. We
great
haven't
thing to
signed
have.
an agreement.
It's a great thing to have in our town. Anything we can do to support him.
Yeah, through this winter, fall and winter this year. He's been staying in close contact of what the building projects are doing.
And I think that they're.
But the other side, of it, anything he can do to support us also.
Well, the other side of that, he supports the bureau, because the restaurants downtown and such like that, and the businesses
Right,
bring
yeah.
in there, there's a lot of traffic he brings into the town that wouldn't be here. So one of the reasons to have.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I think we'd have to measure the numbers and see what the total cost would be.
I'd like to hear the assumption when you start defining the metrics on that and stuff.
Well, no, I think everything has a cost, right? And so if there's a cost, we do a cost benefit analysis.
But there's also, there's the cost, and there's the indirect revenue enhancements for the other businesses in town, what it does for them.
Right, and that's would
What
be
is the
part of the
option?
cost benefit analysis.
Back to Shed Street, you guys know the Jack Welch model, right? If you close down a division, you tear the buildings down,
Right,
because if an empty building is there, somebody's gonna fill it up.
right.
I think what might be in those buildings is stuff that was put in those buildings. So I know at one point we had an old desk that was not good enough to use, but
Right.
maybe
That's what
worth
yeah.
selling.
At
So-
one point, it was
For
empty.
for cheap. I mean, it's taking off to the state auction or whatever. So we
Yeah,
have
I don't
some
think
old
there's
file
a big
cabinets and things
one
like
now.
that. There's
No.
nothing really of value to my knowledge. But there
When,
might be.
when we
some
looked at it
inside
2 years
lines.
ago, it was empty.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They had emptied it.
They,
Oh,
they
well, maybe
pulled,
they got rid of everything.
So the items you described may indeed be there.
Yeah.
But I think they've migrated just within the last couple of years.
We were
Uh,
asked,
I don't
this
I think it's still empty.
select board was asked to surplus some stuff like that, and so,
That may have gone.
yeah,
right,
if not, and it was surplus beside the road with the
Yeah,
directions.
The tobacco boys need a little practice. The condemned building can come down any old time.
right.
The barn on the left, just knock it down.
You can't just do that.
Yeah, there's.
It'd be nice if we could do those types of things. I
Yeah,
have
this
to
is the only
verify
one.
and make sure everything is ready. Be okay and ready to go.
Besides, we know some people who would like to burn it down. That's usually what we do around here.
Oh, that would work.
That's even harder.
Oh, I know, I know. They've done some good work though with, when, after verifying. See, also Raphael's burned it a second time.
He's right. Sit back and be in jail with
They're being recorded.
it. I know.
So you adjourned.
I'm adjourned.
So you have adjourned?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Second adjourned.
Recording.
Done.
Okay.
Court, we went by.